Monique is back. And did you guys catch when she said, I am 300 pounds lighter? I was like, well, all right. And why Angel's sister do Wendy like that? Why she say not miss before and after? Baby, I screamed.
Welcome to the Asia Esterak Hour, where film meets conspiracy and pop culture gets a reality check. From sharp recaps to sci-fi theories and media deep dives, Asia Esterak serves it unfiltered. Let the binge begin.
All right, welcome back to the Asia Esterak Hour. I'm Asia Esterak. Okay, The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 10, Episode 7. This is going to be a very short review. Good episode. I watched it late. I actually watched it last night. I'm just gonna do the highlights. So the ladies are back from Nevis. Jazzy gets married in this episode. Stacy conveniently changed her schedule to attend it. Real quick. So here's what I figured out about Stacy. Stacy is absolutely a clout chaser and a friend. She's a social climber. I think that's what upsets a lot of the ladies is the fact that she doesn't kind of own that. I mean, even her dipping into the cannabis business, and naming her company a Nigerian name, I was like, girl, you are giving the girls lots to talk about. But okay. Anyway, I like Stacy. I think she's a good addition to the show, but she is definitely a liar. That's for sure. She's the type of chick that I would have short conversations, little kikis about what we're wearing at parties versus telling her anything important or even introducing her to my man. Stacy, you little conniving there, babes. Anyway, I wanted to before I forgot. Okay, so the highlights in this episode, they're back from Nevis. Giselle goes to court over her dad's will. I think it's crazy that her father has passed for about 2 years now, and she's having to fight his, I guess, widow for the will, what's in the will, which is crazy. That would be my nightmare. So, hats off to them. It seems like she's having positive forward progress with that. We see Stacy getting ready for this cannabis gummy line. So her gummy line's name is Shayo, which is Yoruba for child. I can't remember, and I'm not gonna play myself like that. But beautiful name. I just find it convenient that she's like, I did my ancestry and we have Nigerian in our family. And, I wanted to give to my Nigerian root. Girl, shut up. And Stacy's a very pretty lady, but she's built like a Barbie doll. Have y'all noticed that? Built like a skinny upside down triangle with legs. Anyway, girl, um, Stacy's a trip. Stacy is a trip. I want to see what she's like when she's really mad. Just curious to see if the Detroit comes out. Something tells me it does. So what else we got going on in this episode? Ashley is celebrating World Pride Day. That's the whole big setup at the end when Monique comes up. Can I just say something? I like Ashley. I do think I got cut off. I like Ashley, but I do think she needs to get off this show. I feel like she hasn't had a storyline in seasons. She's clearly the charade. She is the bone collector, but I mean, she's funny and she's a good addition. Just from reading some of y'all's comments, a lot of people don't like Ashley. I think she's totally harmless. But even though it's funny that her and Monique stayed friends, because that season where Monique clearly drove drunk, even though she claimed she fell asleep, girl, I know driving drunk when I see it. Ask me how I know. I thought it was wild the way Ashley kind of turned on her a little bit. So it's funny that they're friends. I would never forget that shit if I was Monique. I'd be like, okay, girl. Anyway, but I mean, it's the credence that she deserved, though she did drive drunk, even though she swears she didn't. But girl, you did. Girl, you did. But anyway, it's just funny that anybody on these shows clock each other's drinking because I'm like, you guys all drink pretty heavily. So, okay. Unless you're Lydia from OC or Mary Cosby, because Mary Cosby don't get lit like that. It's interesting. Anyway, I'm digressing because I'm all over the place because this is going to be a very short review. So Jazzy's wedding, Stacy and first of all, let's go back. So Wendy and her husband are in their house and they are talking about redoing the house. Interesting scene. Um Also noticed in this scene how much work Wendy has done to her face. I never realized it till this particular episode, especially when Angel's sister made that comment. Um it's wild because to me, Wendy was pretty. I don't think she needed to tweak anything. She's allowed to. I mean, she looks good, but I really noticed it in this particular episode, in this scene with her and Eddie, and the scene with her and Stacy when they meet at the restaurant. I was like, wow, she's done a lot in here and in her lips. She still looks great, but I was just like, I hate that she had to do all that. I don't like when anyone does it really, but when black women do it, it's like, I don't know. For me, black women are the archetype of beauty, in my opinion. Argue with me if you don't like that statement, but it's just what I think. So it's weird when I see a black woman alter her face. It's weird to me. Um, but you know what? To each their own. I mean, Wendy, you look great, but whatever. Anyway, it was interesting to watch her and Eddie talk about all the renovations to their house, considering everything that we know. Um, but you know what? Fuck it. And I love the shirt that he was wearing. Invite Eddie inside or something like that. Um, Even though I'm not a big fan of Wendy, I do really wish her and her family. I want her to do well. And I haven't watched the clips from BravoCon yet, but she is there. So I'm curious to hear how what she's saying to the crowd, because you know everybody asking about the fraud stuff. You know that's going down. But anyway, so in this scene, they're talking about Stacy getting into the cannabis industry. So I like that they acknowledge that it's open for everyone, but the timing is convenient. And it is. So of course they flash back to last year's reunion when Giselle called her out about starting a cannabis line, and she was like, absolutely not. See, Stacy, that's where you get fucked up. Cause you're lying. I would have been like, I'm thinking about getting into the gummies. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little inspired by Wendy and Eddie, but it's an open market and I want to get in on it. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that. But the fact that you lied about it, and girl, the name of the gummies is a Nigerian word, child. I was like, okay, the audacity. That's what I think it is, Stacey, the audacity. I can understand why the other ladies don't find you trustworthy. Interesting. Um, but anyway, so this scene was funny because Wendy goes, so Eddie, what would you name Stacy's strain? And he was like, copycat? Is that too much? Eddie's funny. I'm mad at them for this fraud thing. Even though Wendy, you get on my motherfucking nerves with your fake ass. I'm mad at you for that. Because you're better than that. You're better than that. But whatever, girl. You didn't kill nobody, so right? Like, I talked a lot of shit, but at the end of the day, anyway, so Angel and her sister meet. I didn't know what to think about this scene. This scene was before all of this. I'm just going out of order. I'm just remembering the shit that I found interesting. This was a good episode, but I felt like this episode was set up for the rest of the season. The fact that Monique is here. But anyway, so Angel and her sister meet, and first of all, Angel and her sister are very pretty. Her sister is gorgeous. Ingrid, love her name too. Ingrid, come on, Ingrid. Beautiful women. I didn't know how this scene was gonna go, because in the preview when Angel was talking about Wendy looking like Forrest Whitaker, I was like, ooh, are we doing that? Is that what we're doing, Angel? I don't think we should be doing that, because we know she don't look nothing like no Forrest Whitaker, girl. You need to stop that fast. So she's telling her sister about hanging out with a group of ladies and their trip to Nevis. And she brings up the whole Giselle, the filter comment. You know what's funny? That filter comment really bothers her. It bothers you, Angel, because it's true. And the reality is, Giselle over the years has brought shit to people in a much messier fashion. I think Giselle bringing it to you in the fashion that she did was actually light for her. I mean, she did do it in the group of ladies, but she wasn't like a dick about it. You're sensitive to it because you do it. And it's pretty obvious. You can't tell me any differently that you don't filter your photos. Number one, nobody cares that you filter your photos. They only started to care when it was obvious that they didn't look like you, and then they addressed it, and then you felt some type of way. But whatever. People are gonna respond the way they respond. She obviously doesn't like it, so she's telling her sister about it. So they start going in on the ladies. So she brings up the fact that Wendy was chiming in, and then she said Wendy called her a catfish. Wendy didn't call her a catfish. Giselle called her a catfish. But okay. You don't like Wendy. You don't like Wendy, and I felt like you never really gave her a chance. That's just the vibe that I get from Angel. And we know Wendy is nice nasty. She's been nice nasty since day one. So I wasn't surprised by any of the shit that Wendy said to or about Angel. I didn't like that she acted like she didn't know her and then was like, I heard she didn't graduate. If you didn't know her, then how'd you hear about her not graduating? But anyway, it just seems like you two ladies don't like each other and you throw shade. And I think it's because you two don't really know each other. And then Angel, you take on Kay's bullshit as your own. That's where you fucked yourself up. That's where I think you fucked up on this show, trying to people please. A lot of people have been saying that, and I agree. But anyway, so they're going in talking about the other ladies and their pictures, and then Angel's like, and Wendy over there with the Forrest Whitaker eye, and I think she said her lips look like asshole lips. Angel, you're a beautiful woman. I actually think Wendy's cuter than you personally. But the Forrest Whitaker girl, you look more like Forrest Whitaker than she does. Stop that. We know why you said that. I didn't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't like when light skinned women do shit like that because it makes all of us look bad, and not all of us feel that way. The colorism shit irritates me because black people, we done been through enough. So if we start shading each other over fucking shades, it's ridiculous. Maybe that wasn't her intention, but to me, that's how it came off. If I'm wrong, then I'll apologize. I mean, I apologized to her ass last week, but I didn't like that. But anyway, her sister Ingrid had me dying though in this scene because she was like, I know Wendy is not talking about anybody Mrs. Before and After. And they showed, Bravo is shady. They showed pictures of before and after. I fucking died. The Miss Before and After had me dying. I mean, she looked good before. She looks great after. But I just thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, but what's hilarious though, the scene started off wild, but then it kind of wrapped itself up. And Angel said, with all that being said, she did say that she's still going to give this group of ladies a chance. Okay, cool. This is driving me crazy. My cat doing the muffin thing. Anyway, I feel like this is crooked. It is. I'm going to leave it. My OCD is acting nuts. Anyway, sorry. So Monique. So Ashley goes to Monique's new house. Monique's new house is great, by the way. Monique, I have to agree with Giselle. Monique seems happier and she seems lighter with all her birds. So we find out T'Challa passed away. Rest in peace, T'Challa. Monique is fucking Mowgli, y'all. Her ass is from the Jungle Book. She's living with the animals. I'm here for it. Monique looks great too. Love her hair. Always was beautiful. I feel like we're going to meet the real Monique. I really feel like that. And I'm excited for it. Because I liked Monique at first. And then I stopped liking her. And then I kind of liked her again. And then all the shit with her and Candace just kind of took over and just fucked the whole game up. But anyway, so Monique is back. Monique threw shade at her husband. She said, I'm back and I'm 300 pounds lighter. I was like, damn. So she's back. She's still friends with Ashley. They talk about their bumps in the road with their friendship, but they stayed friends. And there were photo timelines. So you know what? That's cool. Ashley is inviting her to World Pride Day in DC, to which she attends. So let's get to that. So that's the last part of the episode. Stacey and Wendy meet real quick before that. Those two have become friends. And you know what's funny? I can tell Wendy genuinely likes Stacey because she let her get away with some shit. Imagine if anybody else on the show had done the whole cannabis gummy thing and used a Nigerian word. She would have tore them up. It was funny. She got in Stacey's ass a little bit at that lunch, but it was funny. And I have to agree with you, Wendy. It is giving single black female because Stacey not only is in the cannabis industry with a Nigerian name business, she showed up at the lunch in the same outfit and same wig, child. She was looking like her. What is it? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. So take it on the chin, Wendy. She's trying to be like you. But I fell out when Wendy was like, if she shows up with 4 degrees though, something's wrong. This was cute. I like how she kind of called her out. Oh, you're using a Nigerian word? Interesting. And then Stacey, well, I love all things Nigerian. Um, Cute scene. Them at the wedding, Jazzy's wedding was cute. Jazzy's wedding looked nice. Girl, I'm not here for Jazzy at all. Good night. Good night, Jazzy. Good night. Um, she just comes off really fake and pretentious to me, and a fake type of pretentious. I read this comment. I don't know whose TikTok channel it was, but the lady, I screenshotted it. I should have fucking put it in this, but she was like, Jazzy is, the comment was like, you could tell Jazzy is hood, but she tries to act fake classy, but the hood is like hiding underneath. Completely agree with that. Completely agree. Because everything is, hey guys, hi. You weren't like that last season. But okay, girl. I just think she enjoys the wag lifestyle, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It just comes off very fake and pretentious. And it's annoying. I forgot there was a really cute scene with Tia and her family. I like Tia, and I like her family. Her daughters are beautiful. Her sons are cute. Love her husband. Really fun scene. I love that the daughter had a birthday party while she was in Nevis, and somebody put the shit on Facebook, and the whole world showed up. That was a funny scene. I enjoyed that. I love the dynamic between Tia and her family. Love that. I'm mad. I almost forgot to include that. Anyway, so it's World Pride Day. They all meet up at this bar. Everybody looked really cute. Ashley came in dressed like a dude. Am I missing something? Because everybody's like, Ashley looks really great as a man. She looked like a woman with makeup on her face to me. I was like, maybe it's something you got to see in person. But anyway, she gave everybody drag king names, which was kind of funny. And of course, Monique, the big reveal, comes in last. Everyone was curious about Giselle's reaction. I don't think Giselle was like mad to see her. Because let's keep it real. When I didn't like Giselle, she has been consistent with her commentary on Monique. She was like, I feel like we never really met the Monique. We met her being married to Chris, adjacent to that. And I have to agree, because I think Monique came off a little pretentious at first as well. But Giselle, you did come at her neck with oh, you don't have any homes? And that response, I have 4 homes. Fantastic. But Monique came in, they hugged. She seemed happy to see everybody. Everybody seemed genuinely happy to see her. It was interesting that Wendy was like, I didn't really have a relationship with Monique. I met her towards the end. She talked about the fight with her and Candace and da-da-da-da. I don't know, Wendy. I feel like there might be a little beef between you and Monique. It wasn't showing up in this episode, but I do remember the dynamic between you two. And you kind of flipped on her as well. But okay, girl. I really hope we don't revisit that. That's one thing I'm tired of. You bring in old people and then we got to talk about shit that happened a million years ago. That's what's going on with OC right now, which is why I haven't reviewed anything yet. Because I'm like, we still talking about shit from 12 years ago. I don't have time for that. So hopefully Monique coming back, we're not rehashing old ass shit. If we start rehashing the Candace stuff, I'm done. I don't want to talk about it. I can't fucking stand Candace Dillard, Bassett Dillard, whatever. She's annoying. And I love how she's over here commenting on the show, trying to act like she's not watching it. Girl, you are watching the shit just as much as we are. Anyway, the episode kind of ended there. I'm curious how the rest of this season is going to go, because it's episode 7. So Monique, you came in at a really good time. Curious to see how the rest of the dynamic with the ladies with Angel is going to go. Potomac has been fantastic this season. I really don't have any complaints. I'm loving it. Anyway, happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. Eat a taco. Stay hydrated. Be nice to each other. Be warm. And I'm going to go return these videotapes.